Are you winning, son?
Hey, how you doing, my boy? Did you miss me? Because I missed you. So today we're about to do another little video about anime. It's gonna be about fighting in anime. Fighting in anime. Let's get into it.
To explain this phenomenon in anime, aka the jumping tactics, or aka the fighting tactics, we must go back in.
You see, a lot of shows in the 90s when it first started out, it was mainly 1v1 or one versus many. It didn't really focus on jumping all that much, but it mainly focused on, let's say, shows like Hunter x Hunter. Even though they were group activities, group fights, it was still predominantly one-on-one, one person versus another. Or shows like Yu Yu Hakusho, where there was still a large group, but it was still predominantly one versus one person at a time, and they were fully going over these fights. Even in shows like early Dragon Ball, it was still 1v1. Go back to shows like Hajime no Ippo, perfect 1v1, pure boxing, straight hands. Even Baki back in the 90s, it was 1v1, pure tournament style. Boom, 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 boom. Even in and out of the tournament. You want to go in the tournament and fight? Let's go. You want to go out of the tournament and fight? Let's go. Let's be on the street. We can fight this right now. It's predominantly one-on-one. Now, the reason why I bring up Dragon Ball again is because they actually started their jumping in the 2000s, and this is where stuff got spicy. Now, once we started getting to the modern era, for the 2000s and for our current day, the way that fighting in anime became, it just changed. It's kind of wild. Like, when you really think about it, the shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, the new Hunter x Hunter, everything has been changed. The new Baki, all of that has been changed in a way that's I don't even know how to explain it correctly. They all just learn very aggressive tactics instead of the normal pop, 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 pop. Yeah, I'll use my ability. We'll train. We'll get stronger. We'll be able to do this. They just seem to not give a F no more. Especially the new One Piece, they seem not to give a crap no more. They put up on moms, dads, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins, second stepchildren. Somebody's getting punched in the face. Even kids aren't safe nowadays too, especially in JoJo. Oh, and don't get me started on the new reincarnation stories. Oh, they just be goofy. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, they may not have the great jumping tactics, but they have the aggressive amount of power, which is comparable to getting jumped. Now that I think about it, like some of these powers are just absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, I mean, listen to me, bro. Some of these powers just shouldn't exist. They're ridiculous. And then you just fucking dead. There's nothing. There's no fighting it. There's no trying to stop. You're just dead. You're done. You're bummed. You're bamboozled. You know. You log out, trash. GG no read. Log out, scrub. Yeah, log out. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying those characters that have really insane abilities and crazy abilities that no one can match is bad, because I actually do really like these new shows. But when it comes to the old-timey feeling back in the 90s, especially in those shows, there was a sense of I'm in danger. And what I mean by that is the characters didn't just win fights on a whim, like, oh, this is easy, oh, this is easy, 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 all the time. If there was fodder characters, then yeah. But with all of the significant battles, needed something. They were all pushed to a brink that they actually needed to overcome. And it wasn't like, oh, I get to unlock a power midway through. It was all more so, they may have already had that power. It's just that they have to figure out how to way to outsmart their opponents or power through it in a way. Like, take an example, Vash the Stampede from Trigun, an amazing character that was fully well put through in, especially in with gunslingers of mine, because those are my favorite. gunslingers in anime are my favorite, just so you know. The way that they made Vash is so different from every other gunslinger that I've ever seen, because not only does he have a strong moral compass to not kill, the way that he actually fights is unique to him, and it's so specific because like all the fights that he has, it makes him progress as a character. And again, not saying that all the anime nowadays that are coming out and are more so coming out now and are being more populated don't have a lot of character progression. They do, but back in the 90s they had way more, especially through fighting. Fighting wasn't means of just it was more so after this fight I'm more attuned with myself. I know myself a little bit more, especially with Vash. When every fight he was trying to stop people from going down a terrible road of murder and just badness. It was a lot of stuff. I'm basically saying 90s anime and anime in the early 2000s had the best type of fighting progression, especially through character development. Fighting through character development, it was the best back in the 90s and early 2000s. But I appreciate you guys listening. This is another one of my random little rants, and yeah, we'll be back probably with a gaming video. All right, appreciate it.
I'm calling the cops on you. Y'all be the snitch.